is Scott Jordan, and you are watching live here at Cellars of Sonoma in beautiful Railroad Square, Santa Rosa, California. Welcome to TV Tuesday Live. This is the show where we taste wine, we talk about wine, and I've got Dave Batt in the house. Dave,
thank you.
Welcome back.
Absolutely.
On this beautiful. It was a really nice day.
It was a nice day.
It was It was nicer just a couple hours before I left to come down here, and then when I got down here, it was a little chilly. I've got my shorts on.
There's a little bit of a breeze out there, but it's nice. It's pleasant.
And if those of you that watch the show from time to time, you know that when we have a Giants game on, I wear the Giants gear, and I wear different shirts for different times to give them the energy to win. And if you notice, I have
You're wearing a shirt.
I'm wearing a shirt,
All
but
right.
I'm wearing the Warrior shirt. I'm trying to break the pattern.
Oh.
Because my shirt isn't helping them
Do you
win.
feel it's the intensity by which you're focusing on them, that they're not doing what you want them to do, perhaps?
Yes, I think it's interfering with it. And
Okay.
it's time
All right.
this really strange.
Yet another strategy on your part. That
Yeah, so I thought, you know what? Normally I would have a Giants shirt on, and I said, no, I'm going to wear the Warriors, who already won, so that's somebody that
you
won.
can't undo that.
You can't get rid of that.
Right.
And a shout out to the women of the soccer team,
Yeah,
the women's
that was a great
American
game,
soccer
wasn't it?
team. Wow, that was
It was an amazing game.
And what?
And softball, they beat Japan too.
Oh, really?
In softball, they
They've
beat
got this
Japan.
softball as well.
When did they do that?
The other day, like yesterday.
So
Oh,
they're in
see, I
the
missed
shadows
that.
of the other win. So that's
So I think I'm on this theme of trying to get a win for our Giants. They play later on tonight at 7:15 or something. So you guys have no excuse. You can watch the show in its entirety. Tonight we're going to do something really fun. We've talked about having live music at the end of our show, and then the guests can enjoy it in the room and play a few songs. But we thought that, they do it on the Tonight Show. Why not do it on?
well, of course.
That-
That's
yeah.
great.
So 2 weeks ago, we did Billy D and Fiddlin' Jay? Fiddlin'? Oop, forgot
Fiddlin'
his-
Phil.
Fiddlin'.
Why not? Why not that?
Fiddlin' something.
He can apply for
They were,
name
they-
change.
but they were really, really good, and it was really fun to have them close out our show. And so tonight, we've got a father and son duo that came to us. I met Falcon Christopher. Boy, Andrew, how long have they been playing here? 4 years? 5 years?
No,
4 years? Probably 4?
maybe 3 years.
Oh, according to Andrew, it's 3. I bet it's 4.
We'll find out.
I had never heard of Falcon Christopher Band, and you can come in. It's fine. Yeah, you come on in.
I'm looking for a group that was supposed to meet
A
at
group,
Jackson's
huh?
at 6 o'clock,
Oh,
and
next
they're
door.
not there.
Oh,
Well, invite
well,
them in here
it's
when you
probably
do
next
find
door then.
I'll bring them in here.
Yeah,
if I
So-
I
can,
think so.
because it's
uh,
really noisy next door.
Oh, well, you can come in
All
here.
the
and
more
we-
reason to
yeah.
come on in.
Yeah,
We like that.
we'll make it noisy though. Anyway, I ran into Falcon and his buddy that he plays with from time to time at the Bennett Valley Golf Course. I was out hitting
okay.
some golf balls. I went in and had a drink, went out on the patio, and I saw this band set up, and I go, oh, so I sat and listened, and man, they went through like 1 or 2 songs. I went to them, I said, why the heck are you not playing in our, of course, place? And so we hired them to come in and play, and man, they were really, really good. And then about, let's see, Caden's 11 now, so he was 9, I think. He's played for 2. About 2.5 years ago, his mom came to me
Okay.
and said, is it okay if we bring our son in to play with Falcon? And the thing that flashed in my head was those what do they call them where everybody sits around? There's a name for them, and usually it's
A campfire.
yeah, right. Yeah, usually it's some kid with a violin going, and you're all going, oh, isn't that nice? It's so
Little organ
beautiful."
grinder over here.
Yeah, yeah. So I was flashing on that, but we love them. I thought, all right, we'll deal with it. Let's move on. Well, needless to say, this kid is super talented, and when you see him tonight, you're not going to believe what he's done. This kid is legit. He is super legit. He's been playing here for the last 2.5 years, and he rocks the house, man. He knocks it out of the park.
I've seen him several times here, yes.
It's
Yes, he
pretty
does.
impressive. So we're trying to help them. They are getting ready to cut their very first CD, 10 songs that they wrote. And they've started something called a Kickstarter campaign where people can pledge money to the...
Little crowdfunding.
Yeah, crowdfunding.
Yeah.
And it's little stuff, $5, $10, and it gets you different things. Like if you do like $10, they'll get you a download.
Of the music.
Yeah, of the
This
music.
This is also written by them too, right?
Oh, it's all written by them. Yeah, yeah.
nice.
What they're gonna play tonight is all their stuff, and then you get signed CDs when they come out. Caden does some artwork, and it could be
Oh,
some.
that's great, that's great. That's
So
nice. And the
fun way to.
higher levels, they actually come out and play if you're relatively local.
Yeah, if you're local, they'll
They'll
come
actually
out
come out
and
and play at your
play,
events.
and you can support them
But
that way.
we're jumping ahead because that's all explained in that video, right?
Yeah, later on, we're going to do a little video that talks about that. And then after that video, they're going to close the show out. And for the guests here, they'll play a couple more songs. And so if you want to support them, you can do that. If you're a customer of Cellars and you want to use your credit card online to make a pledge, you can do that, and we'll funnel that to them as well.
Okay.
We love to help them. And when you see them play, you'll know exactly why I am really trying to help them out, because someday you're going to look back and go, I remember that kid. He was on that TV show before Scott became famous and a multi-billionaire and all that.
Before Scott did.
Yeah.
It's all about
And
him.
Dave.
It's all about him.
So he's talented, and you'll see his dad's talented too, but this kid's got the stuff. He sings, plays bass, plays pianos and drums.
Nice.
I mean,
So they
Yeah.
call themselves on Kickstarter as Miles and Miles.
Miles and Miles.
Spelled with a Y. Miles spelled with a Y.
Yep. And that's because both their middle names are Miles.
How'd that happen? What a coincidence.
I don't know. They just, yeah. And then we'll talk a little bit later too about our lobster lunch. We're starting to get a good
Over
response
at the
to that.
Bono Vineyard.
At the Bono Vineyards, that's starting to fill up. We're really happy about that. So we'll talk about that. Tonight we're going to do rolling the dice again. So yeah, there you go.
Was it a 7 you showed them? What number did you show?
So for the people in the room, or for the people that are tuned in that are going to visit the area, here's what you'll get. We're going to roll the dice, and let's see. Will that work though? It doesn't matter because it's delayed. So
Yeah.
it's okay. The video is delayed 20 seconds, so the people at home, when they hear this, if they get it right, they'll get an extra splash in their glass of wine.
Which also applies here too, right?
Yeah, that applies here.
So before we
So
roll
we
the
want to
dice.
make sure somebody gets to roll the dice. So pick somebody to roll the dice, and whatever number that is, it corresponds with the wine out on the bar.
So what's really interesting about this is this randomness means we taste wine out of that very considered lightest
yeah.
to heaviest, which has been really interesting for us to try.
Well, it was interesting because last week we got a bunch of white wines, which we didn't get at all on the first time that we did it. So I thought it was kind of fun, and it's fun to try different wines and that really are not, they cross over
Right.
quite a bit. So we're non-traditional. So give the dice up. Let's see what the roll. Oh, I see.
But we forgot to have the
Yeah.
dice.
Yeah.
Well, maybe next time.
All right. Next time we'll do it correctly.
We'll ask them. We're going to ask
You
you
were
to guess
supposed to
what the dice
guess
will be if you
before
guess
she
it
rolled
correctly.
the dice.
I said 6, I was wrong.
Okay, all right. So we didn't have a winner, but we have the number. So what is the wine? We can start talking about
Super
it.
Cinnamon,
Could be their
Cab Sauce. Super Cinnamon Cab Sauce.
Cab Sauv, Super Sonoma. Let's
Super
start big.
Sonoma.
Big
Well,
start.
well, let me tell you the story on some of the wines that he's testing over there, because this is really a real life issue that you really got to know how it turns out. You don't even know what I'm talking about. We had a wine club shipment that went out to someone, and the UPS held onto it for like 3 weeks, and it went around and around and around and around the horn. And then when it finally got to the customer, they went, "There's no way. It's been hotter than hell here. There's no way that wine's any good. Send it back." So they did. We guarantee the integrity of the wine. And they brought the wines back in, and sure enough, I saw leakage on 3 of the bottles.
Uh-huh.
So we kept them behind the bar to open up, kind of in a scenario like this where we can test it, and if it's pouring fine, then we just pour it in the room like we normally do, and we move on, and nothing lost. What happens when you have wine that gets too hot and it starts to leak, it doesn't necessarily ruin the wine, but it ruins the integrity of the cork. Therefore, the chances of being able to age that have been diminished rather dramatically.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So a wine like this, for example, this is the 2010 cab from Knights Valley from Super Sonoma. This is a wine that you could technically lay down 7, 10, 12 years, but not with the compromised cork.
No, you want to have that fairly quickly.
Yeah. Now, with temperature issues, if they were really severe, the wine, you can tell if you've tasted it before, they taste kind of hot. They taste,
Right.
it's almost like they get flabby, they get kind of, weirded out. And I don't think that Andrew tested these, so we'll go with his thought. This is a
So
Knights Valley
is this one
cab.
of those?
This is one of the ones that saw some heat. Not overly done, not too, it wasn't earth shattering, but it was. You could see that it had leaked just a little bit, so it hit. And for my guests that are from other parts of the country, if you're thinking about shipping wine during the hot months, we can actually circumvent that, and we can send out temperature control. And temperature
do you do
control,
that?
we give it to Pack and Ship, and they give it to a shipper.
And the shipper
And
keeps track of the temperature?
It's in a truck that drives from here to one of the 4 hubs in the United States, and then it's handed over to UPS and delivered the next day.
Oh, okay. Is
Okay.
that truck insulated and so forth?
Yeah, it's insulated and temperature control. Keeps it
And
at
temperature
55. It's all 55 all the way.
That's excellent.
So that's really, really good. And then we
That's
can add ice packs in the shipper, so that when it's handed off to UPS, it's still got cold packs in it,
Nice.
because their trucks aren't air conditioned. But the pack stays nice and cold because it doesn't lower the temperature.
That's excellent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So in
Good
the
job.
warm months, we can definitely get it to you. But if it drives around in the UPS truck for 3 weeks, it's probably going to get a little funky. So, but we do want the integrity of the wine. And so let me just add one more thing since we're talking about this, but it's important. If you get a wine that's seeped and it looks like it leaked, and you don't want to send it back, what you should do is decide if you're going to drink it really soon. If you're going to drink it really soon, like we're doing here, then chances are the wine's going to be fine. So no foul, no big deal.
Yeah.
So if you're going to drink it right away, I say drink it right away, and then let us know. If the wine was great, well then great experience and life goes on.
And if you can't drink it right away, we can, so send it to us.
Yeah, so.
We can take care of that for you.
All right, so Cabernet Sauvignon, this comes from Knights Valley, Super Sonoma, brand new French oak for
Show them the cork.
30 months. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I like to think when you pull a cork and see the red stripes,
You see the stripe? Can you get the stripe on it, Andy? Are you getting?
think
Messing with my video, man.
Hey, dude. You got
two
Karina over
different
there.
video unions back there
Yeah,
fighting
yeah.
over the camera.
Huh?
Rotate the cork.
So rotate it and then show the other end of it.
Can you see it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now you got, there's a red end, obviously. It's,
Oh, there's two red ends.
okay, so two red ends.
One there
So
and
think
one
of it as
there.
a, think of it as a thermometer that goes up. If
Yeah.
it has not reached the top and changed the color on the top, then you have a better shot of having great wine. But since it came up over the top, that means you lost some of the wine, which means that there's air replacing that liquid inside the bottle. And that's the beginning of that changing the wine more quickly. And this one definitely went over the top.
It went over
onto
the
other
top.
side.
Yeah, and it means it's gonna start to oxidize is what the real issue is, right? I mean, that's kind of where it's gonna go. It's gonna start heading south quick.
Well, yeah, and cooked wine, they call it cooked wine. Cooked wine will be, as you say, more flabby, less of the acid in it, and it just, as it comes across and ages much quicker, it's just gonna kind of lay there a lot. And, you know, also collectors who have fine Bordeaux wine that they're buying,
Uh-huh.
they look for the amount of space between the cork and the wine and want to make sure that that's, you know, it's not too far down having been lost. They check the top and see if there's a problem there, like is the cork raised? Because if you notice the cork's raised up over the top,
Then it's awesome.
that saw some heat. So the response to that by some purveyors is turn the bottle over, pound it back on the table and push the cork back in. So then the buyers look for that top, which has usually got the words on it, is all
Yeah.
flattened out.
Oh, that's hilarious.
So,
Now, I don't have anything to compare this to. Do you have any of that, his cab open? Huh? No?
this is showing really well.
Okay.
I don't think you're gonna see much difference, other than that might be
Yeah.
a little edgier, actually.
Yeah, it's hard to really, I'd love to put the, you know, just a regular bottle that hadn't seen any temperature next to that. Sometimes too, they get cloudy when they get hot.
Yeah.
But his wines, they aged it in brand new French oak for like 30 months. I mean, it's just crazy. I mean, what year is that? Huh? Yeah. Oh, you want to touch it? Oh, okay. She's tough.
Yeah, that's showing really well.
Yeah, and that is, what year is that? 10? Yeah, again, you know, that's that tough year. That was really difficult. Cold summer. And, you know, we've talked before that you had to be a winemaker because, you know, you had to also be a gambler a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
You had to leave it on the vine and wait for it to ripen. You didn't do that in 12, 13,
You
and 14.
leave it on the vine because you want to be able to sell it because, as a ripe wine, so you make more money and it shows better. But on the other hand, you're also weighing the idea that, well, if I pull it sooner, it's not going to be as ripe, but at least I know it's going to survive. You know, so you get into a situation
But
where.
doesn't that get into that bell pepper, the greenness
Yeah,
in the cab,
But
which I
sometimes-
don't like?
Well, the bell pepper itself, as an element, was kind of traditionally American Cabernets. You had to have that bell pepper because that meant fine wine. But you're right. There's a greenness to that
Yeah,
doesn't let it
'cause
express.
I
fully,
like
so.
that. I like that chocolate cocoa back end. You know, that kind of thing.
That Nestle Squik kind of thing.
Yeah, little
like it.
chocolate. I dig that, and I want a wine that's got some tannins to it. I mean,
Uh-huh.
I want it to fill my mouth up. I don't want a wimpy. I don't dig wimpy wines. Don't send me wimpy wines. I just can't.
No wimpy wines.
No wimpy wines. No. The bigger the better.
Perfect.
Yeah, and this.
That's what this is.
Yeah, this is a big
huge.
monster. It's a big wine. But again, you could lay that down, and that's why you want the integrity to be there. So if you order wine from us and you
I'm
have,
not laying my glass down. I'm actually just looking at the color.
if you order wines from us and you have a suspect wine that you wanted to age, you need to let us know right away, and we'll replace that. If it's wine you're going to drink right away, go ahead and
And
drink
you can
it.
see how we're replacing it.
Yeah.
You can see
Yeah.
this, right?
Yeah. And then have it at your favorite dinner party, and if it works and it's in great shape, then life is good. Wow, was there a free wine? Was there a free wine thing?
Speaking of in great shape,
Yeah, you're in great shape. You at least have your name on your thing, so you know who you are and where you're from. I know where you're from. You're from some event that gave away wine. How you doing?
Exactly.
Yeah. That's bad.
But I thought I'd come in here and pay.
Oh, please, take his money now. I've never seen him say the word pay ever in his life. And I've known him for
I didn't
20
know
years.
you were on camera.
I am.
We
Yes,
have that
this is a
audience
live
out
show.
here. Live show.
We're live. Live on air. Live on air. Just like, yeah.
That's right.
Does this mean you're not finished?
Yeah. 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 Andrew, upcharge. Use the upcharge. Or this, Andy.
He can't
or
guess
this.
the dice number. He can't guess the dice.
Yeah, no dice on that. All right, so Cabernet Sauvignon, nice wine. Knights Valley too. That's a really cool area.
Just north of the Napa downtown, right? As you come out the north end of Napa, you find yourself coming up
Yeah, when you
into
come-
and through.
you go through
Knights
Highway
Valley.
128 and come up that. That's neat.
Right. Yep.
That's a very cool drive. So. All right, so Janet, go ahead and grab those dice.
They have to guess.
Before you do, you guys want to guess the number. If you guess the number correctly, you get a little extra splash in your glass.
So she's rolling
So
two dice.
what is she going to roll? 2.
45 of them. 2 and 9. 4. Janet?
All right, let's go. Roll it. 5.
Was that over here? Yeah, there you go.
You had a 5?
No,
9.
close enough.
Loser.
Oh. Yeah, that's it.
All right, so this is 2011 Ideal. This is what is in our current wine club shipment. This is a red blend of Cab, Syrah, Petit Syrah, Zinfandel. 20 months French oak. What about 75% new French oak?
Yeah.
A lot of oak.
A bunch. But this is Mayakama fruit, so a little further south, Kenwood area up on the hill.
Uh-huh.
I swear we're going to do a barbecue up there. We're really waiting for him to finish this road that he's doing up there.
So you need a road to get there, so it's probably going to
Well, we need the road. We need the road because we want to take you on a ride up. We'll picnic down below. There's a neat spot down below, but we want to be able to take you on a ride up the mountain where the vineyards are, and you need this cool road that they're building to do it realistically, as opposed to some. We don't want you to get killed going on.
Good idea.
Yeah.
Good idea.
But it is clearly one of those places, and I've been to all kinds of vineyards, as you have. It's one of those places where you stand there and you're still in awe of the whole damn thing. You're going, man, who the heck made this decision? How did you find this property? And look at the view. From that property, you can literally see the ocean, San Francisco, and the Sierras.
Wow.
It's
That's about what? How many feet up is that?
That's about 12, 14 maybe, 1,400. Yeah.
And he has a vineyard on the top there?
Got vineyards going all the way up,
Wow.
all the way from the bottom end.
Lots of labor involved in farming that.
Yeah, we talk about mountain fruit. That takes some mountain equipment. I mean, it's not an easy task. That's not like the stuff on the floor where the crews roll up in their Volkswagens and get out and pick the fruit and they're on their way. Hell no, this you got to take teams up and it's a big project, but it makes some really nice. So it's.
Very nice. Again, a mouth-filling flavor, very generous.
And again, this is a 11, a little tougher year. You kind of had the cool summer thing, and you had to wait for the fruit to get ripe, and it was tough. It was a lot of work. But boy, that is really pretty. That's a wine. Again, you could probably age this 8 or 10 years like nothing.
And yet, right now, it's drinking really well.
Really, really
Yeah,
well.
really
And
well. So it's not like a big tannic monster that you can't tackle right
Yeah.
now.
Well, and the critics were all over this, you know, really pooed this thing off.
Yeah.
I'm really happy to see that the 11s turned out as good as they did, and that they really improved.
Yeah, they're
in the
showing really
bottom.
well right now. the
Right,
Reds,
right.
yeah.
Have you seen out there in the market?
yeah.
Yeah. I'm
But this one is particularly nice.
yeah. I'm totally digging it. I'm totally digging it.
So
I
so-
went to Costco the other day.
Oh, is there a rant?
No,
coming?
there's no. It's not. No. It was a positive experience.
All right. Okay. Good.
I was walking in the parking lot going to the store, and this elderly lady from 6 cars down was wheeling her cart up toward me, which is where the little safety zone where you put them in. And she walked up to me, and I said, "You are a great American." And she pushed it in. Now, she didn't know what the heck that was all about. I thought it was
And she took her purse and went wham.
I just thought
She
that-
handed you a quarter and you said thank you for the gas money and you left. Right?
I couldn't help myself.
The scary guy in the parking lot.
I'm just like a weird freak, but that's okay. It was great. She did what you're supposed to do, and that was a good American thing. And speaking of American thing, we had a great 4th of July, and my wife and I went to the ocean. If you get out, we went out to Bodega Bay, and even though it was overcast,
Uh-huh.
it was warm on the. Now, you guys from the East Coast and other parts of the country, because your weather is so warm, even on the beach. Here, it's not, man. You could freeze to death out there in the middle of the summer.
Oh yeah, the water temperature stays cool and
I'm telling you, it was about 65, 68 degrees, no wind, and we just played cards and sat out and drank some wine and beer and had some chicken and cheese
great.
and fun, and
Sounds like
it
a fun
was
time.
that was a really, and we stopped at a place, and I can't remember the damn name of it, and got clam chowder and
Okay.
had it the next day, and it was, man, that's like the best on the planet.
yeah, anytime you get out along that
Oh,
beach
yeah,
there,
you really wanna
the
see- oh.
seafood is wonderful.
Yeah, that was pretty
Fresh.
damn nice. So Deering, yeah, those of you that have it in your wine club shipment, this is one you can lay down. These are small production wines, and I keep harping on this, but we run into the same problem every year. You really want to use the wine club shipment as your sample, and then what you want to do is you want to buy big and stash that stuff away.
Right.
And pull a bottle out every 6 or 8 months and see where it's at, but let them age a little bit, and then you've got them for the future, because when they're gone, and
that finish is a long finish.
right,
Yeah, nice.
nice long lingering finish, really pretty soft fruit. Yeah, you won't have any issues, and this is going to pair up with, gosh, just about anything. In fact, a pasta dish, I'd even go into a spicy pasta. I wouldn't have a problem with that at
No,
all.
that'd be great.
Yeah.
Just feels like it's built to please either on the lighter side or on the larger side.
Yeah, you can
Your-
go either way
of
with
your
it.
taste profile.
Yeah, so don't be afraid of using it in multiple scenarios. So yeah,
But
absolutely
not
love
all
it.
at once. Well, maybe you want to.
Well, yeah, like me, I'm just kind of crazy. So let me give you a little rundown of what's going on this week here in live music. On Thursday, John Pita in the house on Thursday, 7:30 to 10:30. And then on Friday, we've got Ricky Allen Ray, and then there's another band whose name I don't know is coming in on the early show, and they're going to come in at 5 o'clock till 7. We're
So-
starting to book some bands on
So
top
these
of
are
it.
kind of, let's try them out. Is that what it is?
Yeah, it's kind of a way for us to give a rehearsal kind of performance, so I know where to plug them in. And I need to know whether it's the right thing for the room. I mean,
Sure.
you've been here, we've had a couple that maybe shouldn't, come back.
But it's always interesting still to see them and see
Oh,
what
yeah,
they're doing.
yeah.
It might be
Yeah.
a style, it might be just the way they approach the room.
Yeah.
There might be 40 of them in the band and they all show up.
Well, and we're trying to go with live music 7 nights a week. We really would like to do that. I'd like to have regular bands come in and do like Falcon and Caden are going to do tonight, where they close the show out and then play a little bit for the guests, and life is cool, and it's
I like
kind of a neat, man, it's, who's doing that? No one. I mean, and I get calls now all the time on Sundays and Mondays for live music. People that are staying in hotels, and they want live music. So we're going to give it to you. So, watch for that. Now, on Saturday, the band that's playing tonight, Falcon Christopher, we're going to, I guess, change it to Miles and Miles, which is their name on their new CD. Those of you that were not tuned in a little bit earlier, they're going to play tonight to end our show, and then they're going to stay and play for the guests a little bit on their new CD that they're cutting, which is going to be releasing in another few months. And they're doing a fundraiser to raise monies, which is kind of cool. And you can pledge $5 up to, who knows what. And you can do things like, if you're in the local market, they'll come and play at your party. I mean,
That's
that's
great,
really
yeah.
cool.
You can read all about that on Kickstarter.
Yeah, Kickstarter.com is where
Miles and
we're going
Miles,
to.
spelled with a Y.
So when they come up tonight and you see the show, you're going to really want to support what they're doing because it's pretty impressive. It's legit, no doubt. So they'll be playing on Saturday if you miss them tonight. Saturday 7:30 to 10:30.
And you have a video later to show.
Yeah, later on, before the band starts, we will play a video from them that kind of talks about their fundraising, what they're doing on the CD. You'll see the son and dad, and then right after that they'll play, and then you tell me, because it's.
That should be interesting.
I know the goods when I see it. I'm just telling you, I can spot a real musician, and they clearly.
So you've got wine you can spot pretty much, right? And
Kind-
musicians.
and musicians.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Eventually we'll find some more of those.
Yeah.
Like a team to.
And pretty wives,
support.
because I have a beautiful wife, so I know how to spot that from,
Got it. So
Yeah.
you got a good track record.
But then you forget about spotting after you're already landed.
Yeah, I was hoping you'd say something.
Yeah, I'm protecting myself from the
Yeah.
future.
Yeah. Because
I
you have
thought
to
I
stop
was
spotting
going
that.
down, I was
can
going
stop
down a
spotting.
wormhole, and it was sucking me in, going,
Yeah.
let's take him and make him die right now. You gotta love it.
Yeah.
Okay, so I need a roller, but I need guesses on the next roll of the dice. So before you roll, let's hear your number.
That's funny. What'd you say?
Any guesses? Any guesses? Not from you. You're not gonna get an extra pour. Anybody got an extra guess? Any more guesses? 9, 5, 9, 7.
We got a
7.
seven.
Winner! Winner. Gotta love that. I rolled 7 last week.
Did you?
Yeah, it was for the pirate.
Oh.
Remember it?
Well,
It
that
went
was
in the
quite-
it went in the crevice.
Oh, that's right, you did.
But
I
it was
forgot
it
about
was
that.
a 7.
I forgot about
it
that.
was a
At
legit
least it didn't
7.
go down the little hole here, right?
Yeah. Okay, so now we're gonna freak out because we're gonna go a whole different direction.
So we've had 2 reds now. Both
Yes.
of them big and
Yeah.
worthy.
And so now we're gonna skip way around. And this is interesting because when you do this at home, what you want to do is you want to make sure that you rinse your glass with the wine that you're going to, and you only do this when you're going from red to white.
Right.
If you're going red to red, that little teeny bit in there, you'll never taste that in 1,000 years. But if I don't get that out of there, you see how it's going to leave a color, and that makes it kind of weird because this is a Grenache Blanc. And that's clearly a white wine. So I'm going to rinse these for us. So that, now, some people go, well, why don't you just get some water? What are you wasting the wine for? The reason I'm doing that is I don't want you to break down the alcohol with that water.
That's true.
You'll break it down and it'll be a freaking mess. So we don't want to do that. We're
I
gonna-
can't wait to see how you rinse the bucket later.
Well, yeah, you never.
Yeah.
That is with water. So
Okay.
This is a Grenache Blanc, and see, we were able to get that out of there. We got a pretty clean color. This is 2012 from the Santa Barbara area.
I can
This
tell
is
this
a-
is a white wine.
This is a white wine, so we're completely going backwards, but it's okay.
And that's an important lesson too, because you get too geeky, you're supposed to do things in a certain order. It's okay. That first sip might not be exactly where you're going, but that second sip definitely is. Scott is speechless.
What I did was I coated my mouth with that new wine, much like I did with the glass, and to really try to neutralize my mouth.
So we're changing roles now. See, this is Mr. Geek tonight.
But isn't that what you do? You try to neutralize it. You want it to go like that, because that red wine was pretty damn big, and it
Right.
makes this like it becomes not as pleasant.
Right.
Now, one of the things you can help when you do a scenario like we just did, where you're switching from red to white, maybe because of what you did in your meal planning, or just maybe you wanted to go to a white wine. Try to do a good pairing with it. And we, in our food and wine pairing, we came up with a grilled cheese brie sandwich that really went with it. So if you've got brie cheese, have a little bite
What
of that.
else was on that? I'm trying to remember what else was on the brie. Was it just brie?
No, it's just brie.
Just brie?
It's just by itself.
And you did something special with the bread?
Well, on the bread, and I'm giving away secrets now that's our secret formula, but we'll let you have it.
The secret sauce thing?
It is.
Yeah.
You put butter on the top,
Okay.
and then you sprinkle on oregano and parsley.
Okay.
And then you turn them over, and that's where you put the cheese on the inside. And then you just do both sides, or if you have a George Foreman, you just lock it down. And
I
then
tried it once, and I put it on. I had one slice and two slices of cheese. It didn't work.
no. I did.
Oh,
I did one the other day that I really screwed up. I put way too much cheese in there, and it just got really gooey. But anyway, let it melt. The melted brie is kind of fun. And then with this Grenache Blanc, oh man, it rocks. It absolutely rocks the house. So, retail on that is hot $27. That's a really nice. It's really nice, pleasant, and you notice the roundness.
yeah.
He took 20% of that, and he put it in French oak, and fermented it in French oak.
Nice.
So that gives you that kind of round mouthfeel, right?
Uh-huh.
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah.
No, that's a Grenache Blanc, which is actually Grenache Blanc.
Beautiful. On a nice
I'm liking
warm
it.
day, like it was earlier today, you're sitting by the pool.
And I don't think the fact that we had red wine, and some of the biggest red wine we've got in-house here,
Yeah.
has in any way impeded our enjoying this wine now.
No, but I think you have to do each step. You've got to rinse the glass with the wine you're going to have, so there's no residual in there, number one, in color, and then adding tannins.
Well, the geek in me says if you're a little lazy, get yourself a straw, take that bottle, and go for it. No rinsing required.
No, that's
Just save
true.
a step.
Save a step, and the stemware.
And
I
the
like that.
stemware.
I like that. I like
Less
that.
breakage.
Man, love that. That's beautiful. That's a beautiful
I
wine.
like it. And I like Grenache Blanc, and it just is not that common to run into that.
I
And
don't see it,
I
you know?
appreciate seeing it here.
Yeah, but I don't see it. I go up and down the valley all the time. It's a rarity that I would
Yeah.
see that. And you're certainly not going to, occupy some expensive land for a wine that's, not going to hit a price point more than $38. I mean, that's can't do that.
No, this one's great.
Yeah.
Nice.
No, and this is Santa Barbara fruit. That's a great place to go for wine tours or anything. Oh my gosh. I mean,
It's kind of like what Napa was like decades ago.
yeah.
I mean, it's just growing up now, and it's really a pleasant, rural almost kind of experience.
Yeah. Yeah, it's neat. Yeah, you can. In fact, you could stay in the San Ynez area, and you could motor out to Paso Robles, to all of those. What's that? The one on the ocean right over there by the college. You know, there's just some neat stuff out in that region, and they're making. I mean, they're making great wines.
They are, and
Yeah.
all the time they're improving. It's amazing to see how far they've come over, the last 10, 15 years.
Yeah.
And grown up, and they're doing some amazing things. And there's some great restaurants over there too.
Oh yeah, super. I mean, big time. Big time. A little shout out to Moondance Winery. They are our newest vintner that we've been waiting to put.
Have we
in the
announced it
room.
yet? Or is this first time?
This is the first time.
Okay.
We're
So Moondance
finishing up.
Cellars is now on board.
Well, not yet. They're coming on.
Okay.
So look for that over the next couple of weeks. We'll start sending out little information about their wines. We're just waiting for the final approval on the licensing side, but I think we've took big steps today to get that.
So we're about half moon so far?
We're about a half moon. No, we're a 3/4 plus.
3/4.
We're a 3/4 plus. It may be as early as next week. That's how early.
Wow.
So,
So stay tuned. Huh?
yeah, they make some really nice wines, and yeah, I think you'll be really happy with that addition to the tasting room. The wines will come in this week. We'll have them in the room. Won't be able to sell them until the licensing is done, but I'm just saying it's coming, and we've worked real hard getting that done, and so that's another step.
I like it. So 8 vintners now will become 9.
No, it'll actually go to 8.
8.
Because in the interim, when we were doing that, one retired. So,
Okay, that's right. I forgot.
yeah, Denard retired. So technically, we'll be back at 8, and we might go to 9. I've got some people bugging me that have some pretty cool wines, so we'll see how that goes. All right, so let's see if we can guess. Anybody want to do a guess on the number? This will get you an extra splash.
We're rolling
in your
2
glass.
dice.
Rolling 2 dice.
6.
Two dice.
There's 2 dice.
9, 12, 8, what's the number? 12.
All right. Any guessers over there? 4. Ooh, a 4. God, we covered the whole damn thing
think
of
we
dice.
pretty
We
much did.
covered it all. All right. I didn't write them down, so just be honest. Karina, get that shot. Let them see that.
8.
8. Nobody said 8.
That's the one number they didn't say.
Oh, we did. We already did 8. You got to go again.
Oh, we already did it.
All right, your numbers are set. No change in numbers now.
7.
Gosh, you won it again. Oh, we already did 7. You got to roll it out. You got the wrong number.
4.
Yay, 4,
All right,
winner.
that finally worked out. It's more and more difficult.
Is it a magic bottle? Ooh, that's another magic bottle. So that's another. That's another one of the bottles from that shipment.
Oh,
Okay.
good.
Yeah, so this will be really cool. Those of you that maybe just tuned in, we've been rolling the dice, and we've numbered the wines, and whatever number comes up are the wines we're going to taste, because we've got a lot of different wines here. So we thought that'd be really fun. We've had some fun with that, but we put in some wines that were part of a wine club shipment that sat with UPS for 3 weeks for some unknown reason, and
They parked the truck in the parking lot.
yeah,
left it there,
and the
probably.
customer sent it back, which they should.
Uh-huh.
And when I got it,
'Cause
3
then
of
we
the
can
bottles.
drink it. We can drink it that way.
Yep,
That
3 of the
works.
bottles had seepage. You could tell. Well, you can feel it almost. It's on there, and it does a couple of things. One, it ruins the integrity of the cork. Chances
Once you pull
are,
that cork, then things
Yeah.
start happening to the wine.
chances are though, if you're going to drink it right away, it's probably okay. Did you have that cork, Andy, from that? And if you were going to age the wine, now this is a Pinot, so you're probably not aging it too much, but if you're going to age it any great length of time, then you probably need to replace it. Either way, we'll replace it. But if you're going to drink it right away and you're drinking it at a party and it's a great bottle of wine, then you're on your own, and I think you did fine. But if you drink it in the party and it's not right and it needs to be right, then we will certainly replace that.
That's great.
Or again, if you're going to lay it down, then we'll return it. We'll bring it here and we'll pour it in the room and replace a new one with you.
That's nice.
But
So
if you
the
look
old
at this,
thermometer test again. Here we
yeah,
go.
here's a thermometer test. Karina, if you get this shot,
How far did it go up this time?
it's all the way. It's at the very top. You can see it. So you can see that wine saw some heat. There's no question about it. It saw heat. I can't argue with the fact.
Heat, it expanded.
No, it's the same
good. Same scenario.
It's the same scenario.
So you look for the red on both sides.
Yeah, it's got red at the top, which it shouldn't have. It should be only at the bottom. So, those are all clues, but not overly dramatic. And we're going to find out because
No, we leave the drama to him.
Yeah, I'll just make something up. Oh, that's really the best wine I've ever had. No, all right, go ahead and finish that so you get rid of that.
Are you rinsing?
No, we're going from white to red. We don't.
Leaks then? Like, does the wine leak out?
Say it again.
Does the wine leak out?
Yes, it had, when I opened up the package, there was wine stain on the top of the foil. That clearly told me that there was some leakage.
It usually lifts
And
up
my
the cork a
customer
little bit.
is very savvy, and she knew that wine had been floating around with the UPS and they kept screwing up the order. And so she knew it wasn't going to be any good. And she was correct to send it back. But we can use it here as a pour if it's still, if the integrity, well, it's the last wine, so I'm, yeah. Smells like Pinot.
It's definitely fine.
Yeah. Wow. Haven't had that in a while because we haven't been opening that wine.
No, that's
That's
really
a big
nice.
wine.
It's,
This is Amorosa Bella 2010 Reserve Pinot Noir. And what do we mean by reserve? What do you think when you say reserve?
Well, I think it's, as a marketing term says, you must have done something special, spent a little more money to get a better wine compared to your regular wine that you put out. I'm really always nervous that somebody has a reserve but they don't have a regular wine, then I have to wonder what that means. And there are many big brands out there that use the word reserve, and it doesn't mean anything. And in the U.S., there is no law.
There's no law, right?
You can use that all the time, on any wine.
So
in
I-
Europe, it's a big deal, but here,
Right. When they say Reserva or any of
Yeah,
that,
right.
that had to be from.
and if you screw around, they put you in jail. That's how serious they are about the
Wow.
wine laws. So here it's kind of like whatever.
Well, here, if you use reserve wine, and it's a real crappy wine, you might as well be in jail. Because you're going to get your head chopped off because no one's going to buy into that anymore, and that brand will go down the. So you can't do that very many times.
And let me
You're
say
gonna screw
something
that up.
else. Let me say something else about this. Is a still wine, they call it, without the bubbles, from a bubble house, right? Amorosa
Yes,
Bella is known
absolutely.
for its sparkling wine, and the sparkling wine typically will be Chardonnay and Pinot, or one or the other.
Yes.
Blanc de Blanc or Blanc de Noir. So you've got a sparkling house making a still wine. Those winemakers love using the grapes to make a still wine because they're always making a sparkling wine and doing the things you have to do to make it sparkling. So always, I say, anytime you're in the sparkling house or see a list of sparkling wines on somebody's site or something, look for that name on a bottle of Pinot Noir or Chardonnay and check it out. It's almost always amazing. It's amazing. And this is amazing.
Yeah.
It's really, really
and it's
like
pouring well, so it's showing really well. So this is an example of you got your wine club shipment and you're going, oh man, it's leaking at the top, but you're going to drink the wine right away. Drink the wine right away and then report back to us. Because if the wine's fine, then you lost.
It says here, fine wine. doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Fine wine.
You lost a drop of wine, and let's move on. But if it's not really nice, and it's got to be really, because we send you wines that are ready to go, unless we tell you got to cellar it. they're ready to go and they're pouring well. They're showing well and they should show well. No excuses whatsoever.
That's nice.
We'll replace that.
That's a great guarantee.
Well, yeah, we got to guarantee the integrity of the wine, and I make the wineries stay with that because I'm tasting these wines and I'm saying this is a really, really good wine, and damn it, it's got to lay on your doorstep and be correct, and it does. And if it's not,
And that level of integrity and also taking care to ship properly is pretty unusual these days. The most they'll do sometimes is withhold the shipment during certain periods of time, but
Yeah.
to have a temperature-controlled delivery system is fairly unusual because there's a lot of energy involved and therefore
Yeah.
a lot of cost, which is picked up on your side. So,
well, then, yeah, we're really fortunate. We've got a really good fulfillment house that can do that for us and keep the cost down.
That's great.
So
That's
yeah. And the other thing that you're going to find too on that same topic is not hot wines but corked. If you get a bottle of wine that's corked, and you'll know it if you know what a wet cardboard smells like, you'll know that's going to be a problem.
let's see, if you're in the Midwest, your
Yeah.
basement has flooded a little bit.
Yeah.
You go down there a month from now and those
Yeah.
boxes are now dry, but you smell that, that's
Wet cardboard. Yeah.
that's-
And don't judge it just by the cork. Judge it by tasting the wine. I mean, by at least in the nose. The cork can have some smells to it, but unless you deal with it on a regular basis like we do here, you might be fooled by the cork. Really put it in the glass, smell it.
Right.
It's real obvious. Let us know or let the winery know, and they'll replace it no charge. That's absolute every time. Same with in the restaurant. Absolutely, they pour a little bit in the glass when you buy the bottle, and you smell it. If that's corked, make them get another one. They put it side by side. You can tell exactly what's going on.
Sometimes they'll say, well, I guess you wanted a different wine because you didn't like that wine.
No.
The answer is, I know this wine, I like this wine, I would like to have another bottle of the same wine.
Yeah.
And ideally, you teach them something.
Yeah.
And they taste them side by side and they realize it is different.
Big.
and
When you
they
open up
learn
a really nice bottle against a funky one, boy, does that rises
something.
to
So a
the
question?
Yeah.
Oh, sometimes it'd be nice, what I'll say is something on the order of, I don't think this is what the winemaker expected us to be tasting right now.
Wow, that's really politically correct. I would never use that.
Of course you would. No, this just becomes a rant for him, that's
Yeah.
all.
Now, on the same token, now that we're talking about that, and then we'll close this thing out. If you open up a bottle of wine in a restaurant and you just don't like it, tough. If it's not corked and there's nothing flawed with it, you're stuck with it.
Well,
sorry.
So use it as a learning lesson about the winery, or about the grape varietal, about the year.
Yeah, just suck it up. Maybe that was a good point, buy the glass first, but if you don't know anything about it, but I'm just telling you, don't return it because you didn't like it. That's just, move on. Eat it with your food and let's move on, and let's, it's wine, man. It's not, it's not ice cream. Huh? Well, the question is, how do you know the difference? A corked wine is going to take your palate, your nose to a whole nother area. You're going to know that that's a corked wine, and the server's going to know because they'll smell it and taste it too, and they'll go, "Woo, that's corked," or they'll say, "No, there's nothing wrong with it." Now just buck up and buy the damn thing. If you get a glass of wine and you don't like it, I think you have an argument to send that back, but I don't think you have an argument at all on a bottle of wine. I just don't. It's just me. I'm just an etiquette kind of guy, and I do it.
There are some restaurants that have a policy to just accept that, bring it back. They might,
They'll
if it
replace
is
it.
okay,
Yeah.
if it is okay, it might turn out to be a
Yeah.
glass pour.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
for the most part, the proper thing to do, Mr. Integrity today,
Yeah.
is to buck up and
Just
and have
today.
that, yeah. Just today. It just started today. I
Yeah.
swear, it just started today.
So let me give you a recap of what we tasted earlier. We tasted very first wine was the
Super Sonoma.
Super Sonoma Cabernet Sauvignon.
We would have never started that way, right?
No. Normally you would not start that
That's the
hot.
biggest wine we
you'd
had.
go lighter wine, and then we had Deering 2011
Ideal.
red,
Yeah.
right? And then we had a Grenache Blanc.
Right.
from Deering.
Right?
That was wonderful.
It was.
And we talked about rinsing your glass with wine. Don't rinse your glass with water. Please don't do that. That's the craziest thing on the planet. Don't do it. And then we finished with a Pinot Noir from Amorosa Bello, the Reserve. And that's showing, but we had two of the wines had seen a little heat.
Right.
So it was kind of cool that we got to see that.
And talk about that?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah. I still have two more that have seen the heat that we haven't pulled yet, and we'll do that maybe next week to see if we can,
Yeah, another week time on that might be interesting. Right.
Yeah, it may fall in our favor or out, one or the other. Well, one was a Chardonnay, so probably not going to be a problem.
But we'll find that out.
Yeah. So, number one, I want to thank everybody in the room for tasting the wines. I don't want you to go anywhere because we're going to be treated. Yeah, we're going to be treated here in a minute. I'm going to introduce to you a father and son duo, Falcon and Christopher. They came to us they came to us. Well,
How many
Falcon
years ago?
came here
How many years ago?
at least 3 years ago, maybe 4, right? Yeah, yeah. And then for those of you that don't know or maybe just tuned in a little bit later, about a year and a half or 2 years ago, Caden's mom came to me and she said, can my son come in and play? Is that okay in your tasting room? And the first vision in my brain was the person playing violin in the solarium of the house, and everyone's sitting around going, "Oh, isn't that nice?" And I thought, "Oh my God, I can't believe they're going to bring this kid in. He's 9 years old. What am I going to do?" And I thought, I love these guys. I said, I'm just going to go for it. Well, he floored me. He freaked me out. He just totally freaked me out because he's legit. He can really play. He can sing. He's so good. I'm just telling you, he's got the juice, and he's so good that one night, right here, standing right here, he was playing and he was standing up, and all of a sudden he went down on his knees and laid back and started to play. You don't do that unless you got the stuff. I'm just telling you what he did, and I have it on video.
And
I
no
have it.
weed pads either.
No, man. They
Yeah.
just, and it doesn't mean you don't have to clean your room, because you have to clean your room. You got to do what mom and dad say. But I'm just telling you, this is a very talented family, and they've been rocking us for years now here in the tasting room, and they are currently ready to launch a CD that they've been dreaming about to put together. It's 10 songs or so that they've created. And they are on a webpage called Kickstarter.com.
Right.
And it's a
you
way.
Right. You have to Google within the site Miles and Miles, spelled with a Y.
Yep.
Will take
MYLES
you right
and Miles.
to their campaign. I checked it out the other day. It's great.
And what you can do is you can help them offset some of the cost of production, and you can make pledges from $5 to
Well, $1 million.
Yeah,
It's
$1 million.
okay, right?
Well, I
figure
get
that
half.
out.
We go to $1 million, I get half. So, but it's a way to help locally, and when they play tonight, you'll really understand why I'm so passionate about what they've done here in the tasting room, and why we really want to support them. And so give them a little boost, give them a chance to release this CD. They're going to play a little bit tonight, but they're also playing Saturday from 7:30 to 10:30. But they're gonna close the show out, and I'm just thrilled that they're here. And I think once you hear them sing and play, you'll understand. Oh, and Dad's good too, by the way. I just wanted to let you know. But when you get to see them, you'll understand.
He's a taller guy now, but wait.
Yeah, it's
Won't
not
be too long now.
He's almost taller than Andrew. That's pretty cool. So anyway, I'm gonna play a little 2-minute video that they have up on the website Kickstarter.com, and that's where you can do pledges. And I just wanted to just introduce to you Miles and Miles, Falcon and Christopher. So watch this video, and then we're gonna put the band on for you. Go ahead, take a look.
I'm Falcon Miles Christopher.
And I'm Kay Miles Christopher.
Together we are
Miles and Miles.
We have been performing live the past 2 years. I play acoustic guitar and sing.
I play the bass and I sing. And when we play originals, people ask us if we have a CD for sale.
I wrote the music and lyrics for all 10 originals that will be on the CD.
And I had the opportunity to create all the bass lines for the originals and play them live with my dad.
I feel very grateful to be able to perform live on a regular basis with my 11-year-old son. And I want to capture this moment in time on a recorded CD.
I've been playing music ever since I was 5. I picked up the bass 2 years ago and I've been playing live ever since. It's always been my dream to make a CD, and I hope it'll finally come true.
We are laying down all the tracks ourselves on this CD, and we're taking everything to the point that we are able to, but we need your support in sending it out to be professionally mixed, mastered, and pressed. Make sure you check out our awesome rewards we have as our way of saying thank you for supporting our project. We've come up with some fairly unique reward programs.
Such as a piece of art by me that is one of a kind. So thank you.
All right, I want to introduce to you right here at the end of our show, and for all of the people in the room, let's give a big, big welcome, Miles and Miles, here to entertain you. Here we go, baby. Thank you.
She stole the wings from angels. She made it look like charity, but no one seen where she came from. She never fled for too long. The girl belongs up in the sky. I'll take a stolen wings out for a ride, yeah. Only clouds will cover us tonight.
Thank you, Scott, for having us here. Appreciate it.
How was that? How was that? Dave, come here. Let's hear it again for Falcon Christopher and Caden Christopher. How about that? They're going to play right after the show here. We want to thank you guys for tuning in. I want to thank you guys for drinking wine. That's what it's all about. Karina, I want to thank you for keeping us in the camera, and Andrew for making sure that the glasses are clean and the wine has been poured. This is where you discover wine one sip at a time. We're going to play music right after this, and it'll actually be streaming when we're completely done. And we'll see you next week. Thanks a lot. Tune in from now. Bye for now.
More from our CD that we're putting together that Scott mentioned. This one is called Great Escape.
I like the way that you're moving. You know I like the smile on your face. I like a lot of things, but not enough to say forever. Yeah, you know I kinda like it that way. I don't mean to hurt you. This is what I mean. If you need me, let me go. Don't tell me I don't wanna know. And if you need me, turn away. Help me make my great escape. I was gonna tell you tomorrow. I put it off till today. Every time you look at me, I know just what you're thinking. I don't really see it that way. I never planned on changing. I'm just a change of plans. If you need me, let me go. Don't tell me I don't wanna know. And if you need me, turn away. Help me make my great escape. 'Cause all good things come to an end. We had something If you need me, let me go. Don't tell me I don't wanna know. And if you need me, turn away. Help me make my great escape. Yeah, yeah.
that and you want to get on our Kickstarter page that Scott was mentioning, my wife is in the back corner there and she's got Kickstarter little pieces of paper. You can use your smartphone, your tablet, you can QR code it and it sends you right to our webpage. You'll get more information there. Her name is Bonnie. Beautiful Bonnie. Instrument change here. Fix my collar. There we go. There's a girl, she lifts me up on top of the world, never lets me down. She makes everything alright, and she keeps on taking me high.